네, 안녕하세요. 예스유학의 신재민 과장입니다. 오늘은 저희가 우드베리 포레스트 스쿨의 이제 현 입학처장이신 카를라 버거스 케네디를 이제 모시고 일단 저희가 웨비나를 할 건데요. 아마 저희 웨비나를 여러 번 보신 분들도 계실 수 있을 것 같고 아니신 분도 있을 것 같기는 해요. 미리 말씀을 드리자면은 첫 번째, 이 웨비나는 지금 실시간으로 진행이 되고 있고, 이제 학교 관계자이신 카라 같은 경우는 미국에 계십니다. 그렇기 때문에 저희가 이렇게 지구 반대편에서 웨비나를 진행을 하면은 간혹가다 인터넷 연결 때문에 저희가 예측하지 못한 기술적인 에러가 조금 생길 수도 있고요. 그런 에러들은 이제 너그럽게 봐주시면 저희가 매우 감사할 것 같고, 그리고 오늘은 제가 통역을 맡습니다. 그리고 제가 최대한 통역을 하나 제가 통번역이 아니라 정말 필요한 내용들만 제가 조금 요약을 해서 통역을 해드릴 예정이고, 제가 아무리 영어 유창하다 해도 제가 조금씩 이제 절 수 있다는 것 또한 이야기를 해주시면은 참 감사할 것 같고요. 현재 이 웨비나 같은 경우에는 저희가 레코딩이 되고 있음을 알려드리고, 그리고 마지막으로 저희 보시면은 지금 현재 참여하신 분들께서는 마이크랑 그 카메라가 이제 비활성화 되어 있습니다. 웨비나를 진행을 하면서 실시간으로 이제 참여를 하시되 이제 질문을 하시거나 이제 카메라가 켜져 있으면 좀 많은 기술적인 문제가 있었어서 저희가 이 기능 같은 경우에 저희가 의도적으로 꺼둔 걸 저희가 말씀을 드리면서 저희가 웨비나를 시작을 하도록 하겠습니다. So Carla, I just did a quick overview of what we're going to cover, and if you could kindly lead the way, I'll follow.
Sure. My name is Carla Vargas Kennedy, and I am, the assistant headmaster for enrollment at Woodberry Forest School in Woodbury, Virginia, which is about an hour and 30 minutes away from Washington, D.C., and about 30 minutes north um, of Charlottesville, Virginia, which is the home of the University of Virginia. We sit on 1,200 acres in beautiful, beautiful Central Virginia. So Woodberry Forest is an all boys, all boarding school. All right. So you heard a little bit from one of our students about what it means to be a Woodberry boy. And the Woodberry experience is a distinctive experience. It's unlike any other secondary school experience that a boy might engage in. Again, we are not a new school. We were founded in 1889 during the independent school boom. We're all boys, all boarding. That means even our faculty children live on dorm, and that we do that purposefully to make sure that every student, irrespective of where they come from, has the same experience as every other boy. It creates a sense of democracy and equality and equity among the boys, so that their experiences are similar to each other, and that when they leave the school, they have had an experience that they've shared with others. Woodbury, again, is located in Central Virginia, about an hour and 40 minutes, an hour, 30 minutes away from Washington, D.C. Our headmaster is Dr. Byron Halsey, who's a historian by trade. He's also a graduate of Woodbury, class of 1986. We are a strong school and a highly resourced school. We have a $450 million endowment, which is larger than some universities. So our institution does have, again, lots of resources to bring in the best teachers and to have a really remarkable campus, which is 1,200 acres with 3 miles of Rapidan River, 60 miles of mountain biking trails, and beautiful, beautiful Virginia style buildings, lots of brick buildings with white columns. It's absolutely gorgeous. But we have four pillars, four main pillars that run the Woodbury experience and are really the foundations of the school. First is moral integrity. We care about character. Second is intellectual thoroughness. We care about academics and care about learning. Good sportsmanship. It's important to be and practice character even when playing sports. And reverence for all things sacred. And that means that there's a time and place for all things on our campus. All right. So back to the distinctive elements of Woodberry Forest. Again, we are all boys, all boarding. We're intentionally focused on the transformation of boys with potential, and the desire to become honorable men. So what that means for us is that we are specialists in teenage boys. We know what a 13, 14-year-old boy looks like and what their potential is. We know that oftentimes boys at this age are disorganized, and we work well to and worked hard to help them grow into the young men that they have the potential to be. And we do that by running a pretty structured institution that focuses on student development, specifically focuses on confidence, resilience, and independence, and developing those skills within boys. We've designed a well-balanced experience. It's a purposeful culture, and it's about challenging boys to become the best that they can be, and doing that again within the context of a balanced culture. And what we say, and we truly believe, is that every single boy at Woodbury is known, challenged, and loved. All right. So again, we are all boarding. And that also means that all of our faculty, pretty much 90% of the faculty, we have a handful of adjunct faculty, live on our campus. So as you walk around campus, you will see that there are homes that surround the dormitories, and some faculty even live in the dormitories. But we have a sort of a mini community at the school, which helps raise boys. It helps them become part of larger families, which helps support them through their process here at Woodbury. We have a diverse population. Our students hail from 34 states in Washington, D.C., and 35 countries. And it's important to understand that we have that diversification within our countries, even though we only have 10 to 12% in any given year students, international students on our campus. Our campus, as I mentioned, is 1,200 acres, and it really provides boys a haven, a community, largely, unencumbered community, that is free from distractions, right? From the distractions of the world, where boys can learn, live and grow, become friends, without the stress of living in cities, without the stress, of the adjustment, of girls and social pressures. That's really helpful as boys are developing and trying to figure out who they are. All right. So why is Woodbury important? I know for many of you, an all boys environment might be a little different, might be something that you've never considered. But I challenge you to think about where boys are in the world right now in terms of their success rates. And the reality is that there is an achievement gap right now between boys and girls. Girls are outperforming boys at every level in junior high school, in high school, and at the collegiate and at the graduate school level. More girls are going and staying in college than boys. More girls are graduating from graduate programs than boys. That achievement gap is really, really important to pay attention to. And boys simply have not recovered from COVID, from the disruption of COVID the same way girls have. This is happening both at the domestic level within the United States and at the international level as well. UNESCO recently produced a report that talks about the achievement gap, specifically with boys around the world. And this is really, really important to be able to provide boys an environment in which they can thrive and they can maximize their ability to be successful. Mental health. Teenagers right now are struggling with high rates of anxiety, depression, and often self-harm. Woodbury Forest is a place where, because they are free from those distractions, the stressors that exist in sort of the larger communities and societies, the boys live a much less stressful life here. There isn't the competition against each other the same way there is at other institutions. And so boys can develop and become the types of people that they want to be. And work towards their college goals, again with care, and with the support of their classmates. as opposed to competing against them. We at this school have noticed national research as well that boys are coming with increased disciplinary issues and with learning diagnoses. That's happening not just in the United States, but really all around the world. And this place works to stabilize boys academically and really push them to be the strongest that they can be, whatever that is. Our high flyers are really strong students, end up at very, very good colleges and universities. And we challenge them enough that they, at some point, invariably in their career at Woodberry, will be asking for some sort of academic support. So one of the things, when you think about your 13 or 14-year-old boy, it may, this may resonate with you that you see them, that you know that they have a great deal of talent and a great deal of potential, but they are disorganized often. The Woodberry experience is a wraparound experience that is meant to help boys develop their executive functioning skills that often exists in their female counterparts at this age, but take oftentimes more time for the boys to develop and develop later into their high school years. And we do that by having small classes. We have a freshman first term grading experience, which means that boys are not, they are, while they are graded in their first term, those grades do not count towards their averages. So during that time where they are learning to develop those organizational skills, where they are adapting to a new culture, where they are adapting to a new schedule and adapting to new people, that we are giving them feedback about how they are doing, but that the grading does not start until after that first term, once they have acclimated to the institution. We have a Smoot Learning Center, which helps students with that acclimation process, helps them with those executive functioning skills and developing those stronger study skills that are important for them later on in their high school experience. 75% of our faculty hold advanced degrees. We have advanced level courses, though we do not offer AP. Our classes are advanced level, and many of our boys take the AP exam. So we offer the AP exams, but the classes are not determined by the AP curriculum. And that allows us to move faster and move further ahead than what the AP curriculum designates. So our classes are more advanced than the AP level. We have an adaptive curriculum, which is meant that it means that lower level classes where freshmen and sophomores are the bulk of the freshmen and sophomores are enrolled. Those classes are shorter classes because a boy at 13, 14 years old has difficult time focusing for more than 45 minutes at a time. And so they take classes that are really built to be able to work with their energy and their focus levels. And as they become more experienced students, they get into classes that are longer and more in depth. So we work with their developmental processes. We have a senior distinction opportunity, which allows seniors to research and study any area that they would like to study along with a faculty advisor. And this is an opportunity for boys to put together areas of focus that are fascinating and interesting to them. An example of this would be one of our students was really interested in computer science and also interested in music. And so he spent a period of time researching, developing, and then creating a musical app, which he then you could play one note and it could tailor a song to you. It was really quite fascinating, and it combined his love for computer science and music. We also have 8 study abroad programs where students can go either during spring break or in the summer to different countries. Some are language focused, some are history focused. And on top of those 8 study abroad programs, we also have 2 exchanges, one with South African schools and one with Australian schools. All right. So at Woodberry, We have quite a few students who participate in the arts. Over a third of the students are in some sort of either orchestra or theater group or singing group, and or a musical ensemble. They're very, very active. We have, in fact, 5 theater productions a year, which is great because it allows the boys to participate in off seasons when they are playing sports. We have 24 different course offerings in the arts. And again, all of our students, are required to participate in the arts, but usually they complete that requirement in the freshman year, but then they continue on throughout their time at Woodberry. So there are lots of opportunities for students who are more artistically oriented to participate in different types of classes. You can go to all right. So athletics is an integral part of the experience here at Woodberry Forest. All students are required to play some sort of sport. It does not have to be a team sport. We also have climbing and mountain biking and other sports that are less team oriented if they are not interested in team sports. But we encourage them to try team sports because there are lots of lessons to be learned out on the field, playing with other students, and learning how to win and how to lose gracefully. That's an important part of the Woodberry experience. We also value uh, physical health at Woodberry, and so we encourage all boys to participate. We have 18 sports, 42 different teams, and we are generally pretty strong in athletics. We have 3 levels of athletics. Bengal, which is the lowest level where students can learn a sport without the stress of the competition. Junior varsity, which is for a little more experienced player who has developed some skills, and then varsity for the students who are the strongest on campus.
Carla, would you mind talking about the game a little bit and sort of what that means to the student body and that tradition as well to Woodbury?
Sure. Woodbury has a history of 120-year what we call an experience called the game, which is a football game that is played between Woodberry Forest and Episcopal High School, which is located in Alexandria, Virginia. Episcopal High School used to be and started as an all-boys boarding school as well, and so you can see the connection between Woodbury and Episcopal. The game is really it's a football game that all students go to, and all faculty go to, and alumni go to, and it's a really lovely experience. It's less about who wins or loses because we go back and forth between Episcopal and Woodbury, though Woodbury is ahead in the win column. But it's really much more about community. It's about supporting friends. It's about respect and enthusiasm for your institution and the expression of that enthusiasm in an honorable and respectful way. Decorum is a really, really important part of that experience for us, but as is community. The most beautiful part of Woodbury is the strength of the community. We and I'll give you a statistic that's really interesting and says, I think, a lot about Woodbury. Um, Almost 70% of our living faculty, or our living alumni, donate to the school in any given year. And it's not really about the amount of money that they're donating, it's the fact that 70% of the living men that have come through these doors continue to want to support the institution and find it to be a valuable experience. Their enthusiasm is not just paid through in annual fund donations, but in the participation in the game, the support of the game. This campus fills up with alumni during that event. And it's just a really, really wonderful experience. And the boys really love it. We have even celebrities send videos of support for us or for Episcopal because it has been such a wonderful and positive experience for both institutions for the last 120 years. All right, you can pop to the next. Beyond athletics, We offer lots of clubs. There's lots of opportunities for boys to be involved in areas of interest for them. But the best part of our club system is that when boys are really interested in an area that is not expressed in the current clubs, they can start a club. I'll give you an example of that. One of my advisees started what's called the Lyrical Analysis Club. And it was a combination of wanting to listen to music and to understand lyrics and to put them into context. And that was a club that he found several other boys who were interested in as well, and some faculty members. And they started that Lyrical Analysis Club. But the clubs are always an expression of what the boys are interested, the boys that are here at the school currently that they're interested in. We have everything from the aviation club to an investment club to a rod and gun club to robotics. There's really all sorts of clubs that are active in any given year. And our students really do participate in these associations that are, both challenging and are feed kind of the things that they are most enthusiastic about. One of the clubs that's listed there is the Talon, and that is an award-winning literary magazine. We are the only all-boys school that submits a literary magazine that's won year after year after year for its creativity and its quality. So you can see here the size of Woodberry Forest. It looks like a college. It looks like a little college. It's a really beautiful place to grow and develop, a serene place to grow and develop. Woodberry is a well-regarded institution. This is niche, though any one of the ranking lists that you look at, Woodberry is well regarded. It's a historical school. It's a solid school. It's a school that really provides an exceptional education to all boys who attend. So our college lists are really well developed. Our international students in particular do exceptionally well. Our Korean students who have just graduated, one is going to Georgetown, another one is going to Johns Hopkins, and a third is going to Harvard. So we do quite well. One of my advisors is at Yale. But we do have a very diverse college list, and that's because boys develop interests in different areas. And what our college process is meant to be able to provide opportunity to learn more about the depth and breadth of the college landscape in the United States. And the reason we are so successful at the college entrance and is because we start preparing students early on. We prepare them by helping them develop their organizational skills, by developing their executive functioning skills, by creating an environment that's focused on balance for students, so that they are able to develop lots of different areas of their life and be exceptional in these different areas. It's important to note that the Woodberry philosophy is one of that disallows and discourages sort of the focus, the hyper focus on any particular area. We're a liberal arts institution, which means that we require our students to be strong in math, in science, in languages, in literature, in history. It really is, the Woodberry boy is a Renaissance man when he graduates. He is strong in all areas. And that's why he does well and exceptionally well in the collegiate environment. And that is because he's prepared for all types of classes that he'll need to take in college. And he's also prepared to be able to move out of what he thought he might want to study into what he actually does want to study. Many boys go to college thinking they might study one particular area and in fact move to other areas of study. And they can only do that. They can only do that if they are skilled in all areas of academic life. If you are only skilled in math and science, it's difficult for you to move into, for example, law. Right? If you are really strong in English and writing, but you don't have math and science skills, it is difficult for you to then move into pre-med, because you don't have the requisite skills to be successful in that area. Woodberry boys, we maximize their ability to be successful by requiring them to be and develop skills in all areas of academic life. All right, so the application process for Woodberry is relatively easy. We ask that students complete a student profile and application. On the website, it can be an SAO application or a Woodberry-based application. We put emphasis on the interview. The interview process is really important for us. It's how we get to know students. It's how we determine language ability. And that's a really important thing because at Woodberry, we do not have ESL. So all international students must be prepared to take on the traditional Woodberry curriculum. And so for that, we're measuring language abilities, not just in the interview, but we also request that a TOEFL or a Duolingo is submitted, along with a graded English essay that's been written in the last year so that we can see where the student's writing is. We also ask for a math syllabus so that we can see where a student is in terms of math. If you are taking already an SSAT, ISEE, or PSAT, SAT, pre-ACT or ACT, for an application for another institution, we do recommend that you submit it to Woodberry as well. That can be really helpful, especially in a competitive year. We pay attention a lot to recommendations, and through the recommendations, we are seeking to understand what type of student your boy may be, how he pays attention in class, how much he participates, his abilities to be organized. Those are the things that we're looking at within the recommendations. And then we look at transcripts and we require transcripts. But the most important areas, honestly, for us are beyond the grades, are the recommendations and the interview process to make sure that it is a right fit for our students. We have a very low attrition rate, and so we keep that low attrition rate by selecting students that we believe will be successful at Woodberry. So the last slide is the boys. These are some of our Korean students, and at the end of the day, it's about them. It's about a really, really special group of boys that we care for very, very much. And we work really hard to know, challenge, and love them. And the experience for the international student here at Woodberry is as strong as it is for the domestic student. Again, it's only at 10% of the population. And so these are we are highly enthusiastic about our students. And we really do care about them, about their experience, and work really hard to make Woodberry the strongest secondary experience that they could possibly have. I'm happy to answer any questions that anyone might have about Woodberry or all boys schools in general or boarding school.
Yeah, we just let them know that if they have any questions, they can reach out to you via email or WeChat if they have one. You don't have a Kakao, do you?
I don't, but I should get one. I don't, but I do. I have WeChat, and again, email is a great way to get a hold of me.
Perfect.
Perfect. Thank you so much for sparing us your evening to introduce Woodberry and, how beneficial it is for the boys to actually be part of the wonderful community. I really appreciate that.
I will. Thank you very much for having me. I will add a plug that we have a very strong Korean Parents Association. And sometimes people want to talk to me, and sometimes they want to talk to a family that may be part of the community already. So I would encourage folks, if they want to talk with someone, to let me know, and I'm happy to connect them with one of the Korean parents.
Good to know. And please keep us updated on your next reception.
Oh, definitely, definitely. I hope you all come.
We will definitely do, and we'll see you this fall in person, Carla. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Have a good
Thank
night.
you so much. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
You are welcome to, hop out of the Zoom now, and we'll continue from here, Carla.
All right. Thank you guys. Have a good morning. And a good weekend.
You as well.
We'll do, you too.
Thank you. Bye-bye.